All right, so what's up, folks? This is Eric. This is February 8th, 2024. And so today we're just going to be coding around trying to find the largest bar. So I'm sitting here looking at NQ, and there was a huge move up. So I wanted to see, and this huge move up was the largest move on this 15-second chart all day long. This move right here was the largest move, and it was a large amount of volume. So why, and what's going on, and what will it lead to? All right, so at that bar, that was around, well, these are ticks here. So where was that bar? Huge move up. Must have been right in here. Let's see. Right here. We're going to global position. That's what the T is. Put it right there. That brings us to this area on the chart. So it brings us to right here. Ooh-wee! A lot of ticks that happen right there. Okay, so it's right here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? That's what happened. It was a straight... Wow, look at that. That is some institution, obviously, just taking everything that's on the board in multiple trades. And then this bar here, got to make sense of it. Got to make sense of it. But that started at 1301.48. So we go to 1301.48 over here. That's this guy right here. 15 contracts over here. But imagine there was a bunch of small contracts over here. Okay, well. Yeah, look at that. 15-second chart had a huge impact on the entire day up on the 5-minute chart. But it doesn't look necessarily sustained. It was just one bar. Even on the 15-second time frame, it was one bar. Yeah. Is that the trap? Is that the trap? You see here the spread tightened up. This is the spread indicator. So the spread tightened up here in this range. Yep. And then it tightened up here. Okay, and it tightened up here. Okay. Had a huge amount of ask down here. Spread tightened, and then we had a huge amount of ask here. This number here seems to be somewhat significant. I've started myself a Microsoft spreadsheet so I can keep track of what's going on with the amount of, or just with the data and everything. So it's a very new spreadsheet, but I'm starting it up. So it's at 30. So there were high asks, and then it was around 30, and then it moved up. All right, like I said, very new. Okay. We're also high asks right here, and it moved up from there. Here, the high ask did not cross that 30 threshold. That's at 25. But it was also on the move up. These are the moves down. These are on the low side. These are on the demand side. Okay. And then what I want to do, I need to do is make an indicator that will automatically plot these arrows, because I've been plotting these arrows manually. So I need to make an indicator that will plot these arrows automatically for both the ask and the bid. Now, earlier in the day, there were high bids. You know, prior to that huge move up, there were, and it wasn't like it wasn't a straight move. It wasn't a solid move up. It was a jagged move up, but you see these huge bids came in right in this area. And then from there, we had a nice move up, but then we came to the market open, and there was some sell-off. There was some disagreement going on there, but overall, it still trended up over the 200, didn't it? It's a 15-second time frame. Got to keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right, so we're just going to go back to. We're going to go back to making the indicator I was talking about. Value if so what I'm interested in is to find the largest range throughout the day. So it's going to be an ongoing indicator that will give us the highest range throughout the day. And we'll probably start it at like 6 o'clock or so. So we'll say condition 1 equals time is greater than 06, say 6:30. Okay, and then if that's the case, if condition 1, then begin. Uh-oh, computer's getting super slow on me. It's still going. Well, okay. If condition 1, then begin. Begin what? We're going to look at the range of the bar. So that's from high to low. We'll say if range is greater than range before it, then value 1 equals range. Else, value 1 equals the range before it. Equals value 1 before it. And that way it'll just keep updating the range value to value 1. Okay, and we can just end that, and that's pretty much all we got to do. Bam! Easy peasy. Now, I'm not going to put this on this chart because I've got enough going on over there. Again, guys, I'm just still in assessment mode, so I'm still figuring out what's going to work for me in terms of scripting, finding the best logic, all that kind of stuff. So there will be lots of, it's just about data, right? So there'll be lots of data until I find the sweet algorithm that plugs in the best information and get the best results. All right, so that was show me what? Show me largest. Nope, no, it's the indicator. Come on, computer, keep up. Largest range of day. Bam. Bam. And bam. Needs to be as a line. No. Crosses are fine. Probably make it dots. But it's taking his sweet time. Taking his sweet time. Oh, I have something else open over here. I see one thing I need to do though, since I have multiple days on here. I need to say that that it's today. If the date equals the current date and the time is greater than 6:30. That way it'll only give me stuff for today. All right, come on. Come on. Oh, you know what? Yeah, no, that's fine. Oh, this is fine. I don't know why it's taking so long. Don't know why. Come on, computer. That's just for that screen. This screen here seems to be okay. This monitor. Those high ass right in the bottom. There it goes. Okay, it's done. All right. Why did it put it up here? I think it opened up more than one script. What did it open up? Lin regression break? Oh, that's another script I had made, but I don't remember what I was doing with that linear regression break. But anyway, it gave us a signal on this bar. Let's see where else it gave us a signal. Ooh. Ew, it might. Script might have been all right. It's calling the tops, isn't it? Call the top here, call the top here. This one did not call the top, and it's not a bullish candle moving to the top. It is near the top, but this is a bearish candle, and so you would have been getting in here just to get stopped out going back up. So, that one did not work. This one was the start of a pullback. Just a pullback in a bullish market. Again, there's the 15-second time frame, so what do you expect? Okay, and then it got that one too. However, that one is also the bar closed here, so that would have been the time at which this was formed would be at the close of the bar. So by that point, you're already down here. I mean, yeah, you could take a short for a couple ticks. Otherwise, you could get stopped out for a couple ticks. So, Lin regression break, not that crazy about it. We're just gonna get rid of it. This is what I was looking for, but this still is not right. I'm looking for some type of stair stepper indicator that only keeps the highest value going forward. So, zoom all the way out. Yep, so it's after 6:30, so it starts finding the highest value, but it looks like it's just finding every value. So again, if the range is greater than the range of a bar go, then value 1 equals the current range. Else, value 1 equals value 1 of a bar go. And that's right. Oh, wait a minute. If range is greater than range of a bar go, value 1 equals range, else value 1. comparing range to value 1 and then not going back and comparing it. Else value 1 equals range of embargo. Yeah, but that's not right. I'm not getting it today for some reason. The range is greater than the range of embargo. Then value 1 is going to equal to that range. Or else I need to compare this to, yeah. If range is greater than value 1, I feel like this should be much easier. I've done something like this before. I'm gonna try one other thing. That shouldn't affect it though. Value 1. Verify that. Let's just do this. Not what I'm looking for. All right, so the next easiest way for me to do this would just be to say if range is greater than range of embargo, then value 1 equal to current range. Else I see, because we're just doing every bar at a time. If I have to change my other side. I got it. Okay. The other script that I did have differing values. Okay. All right. So if range is greater than range of embargo, then value 1 equals. No, this has to be if range is greater than value 1 of embargo, then value 1 equals range. Else value 1 equals value 1 of embargo. There we go. All right. Great job, genius. Looks like you got nothing. If range is greater than value 1 of embargo, then value 1 equals range. Okay. Okay. I see it. So this actually is right. This one is right. It's just that you have to go back into the chart to find how it got to 23. 23 is the highest. Now you have to, you see, you go back and then there is when it jumped from 1925 up to 25. So that means that here on 2.7 is where you get that highest, that largest range candle. Boom. Okay. All right. And it was with increased volume. It happened at 10.13. Did that break out of a trend or anything like that? I mean, it kind of broke that. I mean, it didn't break the line, but once it moved to above it, it didn't necessarily retrace and retest, but then it shot straight up. So from after shooting up, then it continued to have a move to the top side. Interesting, interesting. Okay, and again, I want to do this for every day. So again, at 1 o'clock, you had some other really high moves. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to plot we don't want to plot every single bar. We don't want to plot every single bar. But in relation to this highest moving bar, we do want to draw our attention to other long bars that are similar to it. So now what we'll do is we'll plot bars that are within like 50%, 20% of that value. So if range, we do if between percent, which would be range, is between what? Is between value 1, how much percent? We'll say 25%. If between percent is true, then plot 2, we're going to plot what? We're going to plot the actual range. Bam! Do that, then bam! Bam! Okay, but that needs to be plotted as not as a line, and do not connect the dots. Style. I'm going to plot this as a cross, no, as a point. Don't connect the dots. Boom. Okay, dots are not big enough. Yeah, you see that dot there? Okay. Now let's go over and see what other bars are within 25% of the highest. Nothing, Jack, except for that one, which gets higher. So this one was even higher than that previous one. Ooh. Yeah, and look at that retracement down, and then it pushed back up. Ooh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is the kind of indicator I want to set an alert on, but I'm not going to do it right now because I'm not quite done with it. I don't like the scaling of this. Not able to see everything. Maybe I'll make this as I'll make the first one as a histogram. And then the second one can be crosses. Okay, and then the color for the first one will be, just make it this funky color, leave that as blue. But those are so tight. Dang it. This needs to be back on the third subgraph. That's that color. Plot 2 is blue. Plot 2 should just be the dots or the crosses. Why is that so big? should only be at the value at which the range is. All right, something's got to give here. Let's make this a histogram and then the other one a point. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Plot 1 is definitely a histogram. And plot 2 cross. Well, there's your cross right there. But oh, okay, I see it. I got it. All right, the histogram is just so close together that it's all merged in. Because it's on the 15-second time frame. Now that cross should show up, but because the scaling is not like this, where you can see the bottom, I don't know why you can't see the bottom on that. Well, for one, it's automatic. Date range, subgraph. We'll have a subgraph, top and bottom margins, and that'll give us space at the top and the bottom. But it didn't much give us space at the bottom. The bottom is all the way down there. So you go from 0 to whatever. All right. I usually do not have to fool with the styling this much. Styling is the least of my issues. Styling and the scaling is you know what? I think the chart is concerned with showing you this top value, the number. It's not concerned with showing you the 0. So all I have to do to make sure that it shows me the 0 and gives me enough space to actually see the 0, I just need to plot on the screen 0. Or I just say -1, and that'll definitely give me more space. Okay, and so it just made a line. I can make it clear. I can make the line clear or invisible or whatever, so it wouldn't actually show up, and then that would be fine too. But so now if I go to automatic scaling, it would show that bottom, because it would have to show that 0 line. Okay. All right. Now what I want to do is, instead of having this big old block like this, I think I'm going to set this as a line and connect. Let's try it as a line and connect the dots. It needs to be a little bit easier visually. A bit better visually. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And in this instance, you wouldn't necessarily need the 0 line. However, if you didn't have the 0 line, this 23 here would be at the very smack bottom. Then you wouldn't really be able to see it because it doesn't have any top or bottom margins. Now what I want to do is, instead of looking at all the values from today and the previous day, and then this is going to do something crazy. There, it did. Today and the previous day. We want to start it at 6:30. Boom. Okay. Yeah, I still need to reset it to 0 at the end of the day. We'll just say if time equals 1800, so we'll say what, 6 o'clock, then what equals 0? Value 1 equals 0. So it just resets the value 1 to 0. So at the beginning of the day, you have a new level. Okay, I'm not seeing it reset. Time equals 1800 and value 1 equals 0. Time is greater than 1630. Range. Oh, you know what? We need to reset it at 1630. At 630. Or we'll just make everything after hours. That far after hours, I'm not really too concerned about. So we'll just assign everything after hours to 0. Okay, so if time is greater than 0630 and 1800 and time is less than 0630, the value. Okay, there we go. All right. Now again, we're zoomed in here, so the top of our chart right now is 350. And then when we come into 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, this should be at 0. This should be at 0 because we said that if it's between 1800, well, that's the previous day. But you see how here, I guess there were larger range bars in here, and so the number went up. And then it flattened out, so it had its high. There was no range larger than whatever happened in here. There was no range larger than that. And then no range larger, no range larger, no range larger. Now all of a sudden there's a range larger. It was a push to the upside. Huge, large candle, I guess. And then from there was a sell-off. Then you go throughout the entire day. Oh, that was, I guess that was 9:30. That was the, during market hours. So that was 9:30. And so the first candle or so of the day, 15-second candle, but the first couple candles of the day set the stage. No other candle was longer than that on the 15-second time frame. Not from 9:30 all the way up till 12, 1, 2, 3. Nope, not for the rest of the day. And 20 was that range. 20 points. First thing in the morning. Now on this day, that 20-point mark was bridged right here. It was bridged right here. And then the market continued. Okay, but still, it should not be that difficult to reset that time and only be effective at after 6:30. So if time is greater than 1800 and time is less, I always do this. I always do this. Time is less than 6:30? No, man. Yeah. Time is less than 6:30, buddy. Time is greater than 1800 times. Okay. You silly Billy. Hey, man, I've got to spend more time coding or less time doing other stuff because I'm resetting it. The value 1 is 0 here. But then right after that, I'm then going and assigning information to value 1 here. Yeah. But I think that's okay because I'm saying that if time is greater than 6:30, then we can assign the range. So as long as time is not greater than 6:30, then it's okay that I had zeroed it up there, but if it's before 6:30, then it should be 0. This chart is screwing with this. Coding is screwing with me today. Well, the part of that, and I get it now, and I'm gonna have to take a break because I don't want to say this is the simple stuff because I need the practice, but this is fairly simple. You can't look from one day to the next as a continual chart. You have to look at one day to the next as being separate 24-hour periods. So you cannot, there is no time that is also both greater than 6 o'clock and less than 6:30 in the morning at the same time. Now again, if you're looking at it like a 24-hour session, you can say, yeah, overnight is after 6 o'clock and it's before 6:30. But if you're looking at a 24-hour period, then that doesn't exist. So you'd have to say if time is greater than 1800 or time is less than 6:30. Just one word. One word. Okay. Well, didn't seem to do what I thought it would do. But that was the answer, so let's figure out what's going on. Back into here should be resetting. If time is greater than 1800 or time is less than 6:30, then value 1. Then, if time is greater than 6:30, now the order of operations does come into play. Because now that we assigned anything to 0 that's before 6:30 or after 1800, then we turn around and come down here and then we say, well, never mind that up there. If the time is greater than 6:30, period, then we're going to check for this. And guess what? Even though it's after 1800, you know, you go from 6:30 in the morning to 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 o'clock. Now it's 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, so it's after 1800. And so it would initially be set as 0 here, but then it comes down here and says, again, don't worry about what I said up there. Listen to this line. Okay, so this has to come after. All right. I'm doing this and then I'm taking a break. All right. And then we can plot what's at value 1. And like I said, by the time it comes down here, now this is set as 0. Ooh-wee. Okay, that was rough, guys. That was rough. Okay, now we have these crosses here. We just need to say that if between percent, if the range falls between 25% of the value 1, then we can plot that. But we also have to say if it's not 0, if the value 1 is not equal to 0, because we don't need to reference it at the 0 mark. Okay. All right, so it's 6:30. Now we start keeping score. 6:30 we start keeping score, and the first range on the chart is 3.8 ticks, and then it goes to, well, I think they're whole numbers, so it'd be like 5 ticks, 6 ticks. No, it's not a whole number. 13.25. I guess it's going by points, not ticks. Okay, and so here at 9:30, the largest bar of the day was not significantly larger than this large bar here that we got in this wicking action. That's interesting. But then we did get this huge bar here, which is what made me start working on this script specifically. This bar here, you went from 15 up to 26 3/4. So you almost doubled the longest length of the bar all day. And again, what's the significance? I don't know. I mean, I know it moved up, but I imagine at some point it's going to want to retest where this bar started at. Well, it did here, right? So it came back to where this bar started at. So where this bar started at, came back, retested it right there. It said, yeah, okay, I see it. I can see it. Let's move up. And now it's coming back to that zone again. So will it flush through? Will it move away just a tick or two above? These are all questions we need the answers to. We need the answers. We need the answers. Like I said, I don't think I'm doing too well today with coding and stuff. My brain is on something else, clearly. So, I think I'm about to hop off of here. Entire date range. Entire date range is what I said. Here we go. Okay, yeah, so on this whole chart, which goes back, I don't know how many days. Where does this go back to? Starts from February the 8th, and goes back as far as February the 5th. You're asking for this graph here to plot a scale that goes from the lowest to the highest from the entire period of February the 5th all the way to February the 8th. And you see that the highest number it goes to is the 2675, which is where we're currently at. So out of all these 3 days, just now did it make the longest bar that it has in 3 days. On the 15-second time frame, excuse me, did it make the largest bar that it's made in 3 days? Is that significant? I don't know. Let's see what the 1 minute time frame looks like, because this script you can use it on any time frame. I'm gonna get rid of that other one. 1 minute time frame. 1 minute time frame has gone up as high as 90 points. Yeah, did we say points? Yeah, 90 points. But what day did that happen? Because now that was not today. That was... Ooh. Oh, that was a drop down at the open of February the 2nd. Because now we are, I don't know, we're more days back. Because we're on the 1 minute chart, so it's probably 10 days back. So the highest was 90 points on the drop on February the 2nd. So you know that this move here is quite significant because this is the largest. So out of curiosity, if we were to put a line here, either here from the where the drop, let's go from here where the drop stopped. Drop, stop, top, drop, top, stop. Or from here where was the top of the move from before the drop happened. If we were to zoom out from there, so that's the 1 minute time frame. Now let's move out to the 5 minute time frame and see if those areas are significant. That was here, February the 2nd. Huh. Well, now, because we're on the 5 minute time frame, now we have a couple of more. We have some more data to look at. Now we went up as high as 120. This day here, January 31st, also did a crazy move. That is very interesting. This bar here, I guess this bar here had the most points. And where did it come from? Came from this line that we just drew from the prior day. Where did it go to at its lowest? It went to that point. So then on the next day, as you're preparing doing your chart analysis, you say, ooh, gotta be careful of this area here because this is a super strong, long length area. Gotta be careful of this area. And what did price do instead of hesitating there? When it went through, it went straight through. Interesting. And from there, it did not turn around. That would have been your stop loss. So you would have done something like that. 0.32 went up. .90, so 1 to 3. Interesting. That was the top of the drop. And then from this drop, with this huge long range, when it moved back over top with aggression, when it dropped back down to it, it also had that very high large range. Over 100 points. This is going to be something for me to look at. I know these opening candles are significant, but trying to find the significance of moves longer than any other ones. That one was. All right. Well, that long drop also, yeah, and also became support here for the push off, didn't it? From this day. Ooh, very good, very nice. Okay. Became resistance there. Became resistance here, a little bit there, wrote it there. It was a mid-level of support for another base here. And like I said, on the 15-second time frame, this is the largest move that we've had. Ooh, what did it do? It came back down to it, and it did a little triple bottom. Again, we're on the 15-second time frame, so you know, take it for what it's worth. Take it for what it's worth. But it did a little triple bottom. And now it's trying to move away. I am just trying to find an edge in the market. I don't need a sword. I don't need a katana. I don't need a medieval scuba diving bobbity. I don't need that. I just need an edge. This is helping. Oh, let's go back and let's see, because all these bars in here, there's got to be some, well, maybe not. I was going to say that some of these bars must be relatively close in length to this one, but maybe not. So we had our script set for a 20% relative value to the margin of 25%. Let's move that down. I guess move it up to let's say 35%. You got one indicator here, one length here. What happened here? Came down, reversal. I'm gonna change on the other screen. Don't worry, I'm still here. On the other screen, I'm changing it to 0.4%, so 40%. All right, so you got an indicator here. Still not giving. Dang it. Still not giving information that's very different from what we're already looking at. Then the next step is 50% then. And still no major changes other than these over here. All right, let's go to 70%. Skip around. Nothing? 80%? Nothing? 90%? Nothing. You know what? I'm doing 0.9. All I need to do is put the percentage here based on the way that I had it set up. So I don't need to put 0.9 or 0.25. I just need to put the number. So let's go back. Instead of putting 0.10, I'm going to put 10. So these are other candles that are within 10% of this value. So you see here we have a new value, so this obviously applies. And what happened there? It moved up. Now you got nothing, and all of a sudden right here you got another value. high enough. Okay, and what happened after this candle? It was dropping, and then what happened after this candle? A little move up, a little pull back, and then it started dropping again. And then on this candle, which a reversal, a little bit longer, and the outside candle had to move up. This was the surprise candle. From there, we broke out of this descending channel, started working on our way up. Just looking for some patterns here, some explanations. I don't see much here, but again, this is right at 9:30. So what do you expect during this chaotic time? All right, and then here you have, excuse me, it is 9:40, so not too long after the opening bell. You got this long move down. So I don't know that I would trust it, primarily since 9:30 was right here, and it pretty much just pushed down from the open price. You have all this to the left. A lot of times when you look to the left, you don't really want to see too much to the left, but you have all this to the left. So be wary, be very wary. Okay, well, I guess that's about it. I've got to go somewhere and take a nap. Apparently, that's what my body is telling me to do. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here. I'm Eric. I'm out. Had a rough time today. But I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.